Matt Powell again, huzzah! And what sticks out to you, Matt? Is it the fact that you don't understand science? Is it the fact that instead of refuting the science that you don't understand, you just misrepresent those who actually do that work and the work itself? Or is it the fact that somehow, after all these years, you still act and look like a 5-year-old?
These atheists that I'm dealing with on the internet, about 90% of them
90% of them are handsome, 9% of them are famous, and 0.9% of them are good at the sex. And then finally, 0.1% of them are all of the above, and probably very drunk too. Who could this unknown 0.1%er be? It's a mysterious mystery, it is.
always have these posters of Final Fantasy or
Final Fantasy? Never heard of it, and it's certainly not one of my favourite series from my childhood, and I definitely never presented myself as the end boss of one of them. No! Hell, I'm not even doing a playthrough of said entry on my Retroid Pocket 2 Plus. These are all my least favourite things to do.
Mario Kart or Super Mario Brothers in their background of their videos.
Yeah, what are they doing? Posters of things they like, enjoy, and think about? That's just stupid. Anyone who puts things that represent their interests on their walls are fucking idiots. I mean, what kind of total moron would ever have posters or perhaps, I don't know, action figures up on their walls? That is just the cringiest shit I ever heard of.
This to me is kind of like a dead giveaway.
That they like things. I'm sorry, so what, mate? Are we going the whole, I think these things are childish, therefore anyone who likes them is childish, whilst not realising the sad and ironic truth that not liking things because that's what grown-ups would do is exactly the opposite of being an adult. Although why would I be surprised that an idea like that might come from Matt Powell, the world's oldest toddler?
Because these people, they're obviously living in a fantasy land.
Woo! Lad, you are fucking kidding me right now, mister. The world is totally 6,000 years old. Mother told me so. You and yours live in one of the most fantastical little worlds I can imagine, where scientific facts are just these little things best ignored in favour of making up lies about what they actually say, and then speaking them out loud on the internet and acting like people correcting your obviously insane drivel somehow makes it more correct.
By believing that the world popped into existence uncaused with no God.
This is what you sound like when you say this shit. Matt's so ridiculous that he believes that the Eiffel Tower was created by a sandwich. It's not something he believes, at least I think. And it doesn't make sense that he would ever say such a thing, because yeah, atheiboos in general don't say that because they don't know. And also, you know, atheism has no direct claim on the origins of the universe. But you already knew that, didn't you, Matt? For some reason, you just don't seem to care. Almost like you are kind of dishonest or something.
I mean, that in and of itself requires belief in magic, belief in superstition, if you will.
How does that work? I mean, if it turned out that was how the universe started and we could prove it, that'd be how the universe started. And if it started via Godric and we could prove that, then that would be how it started and would no longer be magic, just a science we currently don't understand. Although we don't understand it to such a degree that we can't even detect any possible evidence that might be the case. And a more cynical man might say that's because God doesn't real and didn't create shit, and anyone saying he does is probably the big dumb. But I wouldn't say that, because I am not a man. I am more of an it in the vague shape of a man. Well, a fat one.
But the fact is that this crowd has really never grown out of Tune It Network.
Tune It Network? Can't say I've ever heard of that one. Mayhaps you mean Cartoon Network? I can't seem to find anything called Tune It anywhere, so now I can't decide if he's talking about something without knowing what it's called, or if he's pretending not to know what the very basically named channel is called. Because again, he's a big grown-up who doesn't have time for entertainment and fun. Don't you know adults don't do things they enjoy? They get partners and families to keep them from things they enjoy.
They haven't grown out of Nickelodeon.
This is just that whole exasperatingly stupid idea that cartoons are for children's concept that I have found absolutely absolutely baffling for bloody years. And the only people who need to grow out of something, that mindset, is people like you. I mean, seriously, imagine relegating an entire art form, aka animation, to just for kids. I mean, Nickelodeon itself has shows like Avatar of the Last Airbender fame, not Avatar, the overrated adventures of military bad trees good, that are just objectively well-made shows that you can enjoy at any age. And not to show my weeb card, but watch one episode of Dorohedoro and tell me that shit is for kids. I fucking dare you.
Most of them on the internet that do response videos to me or other creation apologists, they have literal fantasy stuff hanging up in their background.
And that means they think those things are the real life and not entertainment properties. I am a very smart person who is making something that's even approaching a point. Please give me money. Jesus Christ, it still amazes me that you have any kind of audience that takes you even remotely seriously. Baffling.
They've got Marvel Comics hanging everywhere. They never grew out of Super Nintendo.
Yeah, because it's not like video games are now the biggest entertainment medium or anything that literally f***ing everyone on the planet plays. You look like a child, Matt, but you talk like an ignorant old and I guess that's not surprising considering who you see as a role model. But it goes to show how out of touch with reality you really are. Probably so out of touch that you think that the universe just popped into existence fully formed because some guy just wanted to do that for no apparent reason. Nah, you're right. That would be stupid.
I mean, this is the crowd that we're dealing with.
Knowing Matt Powell and having seen one of Matt Powell's sermons and then seeing him personally off to the side, it's not just an online, duplicitous character thing. It is that is him.
Oh, fucking hell, you just got savage there, mate. What are you going to say in response to that absolute character destruction? Are you going to refute all the things said? Or are you going to go, but cartoons though, I win, bye-bye. I think we all know exactly how this is going to play out.
I figured it would be appropriate to really point this out because
I can't actually argue against the things they say about me, or my arguments. Like, dude, even if you think those are unfair character assassinations, well, then argue your points. Saying, but you am the childish according to me, makes it sound like you don't have anything substantive to say. And that couldn't possibly be the case. We all know you have all the big smarts and aren't completely full of shit. Are you, man?
this is the same crowd that's coming after your children right now.
Whoa. What the hell do you mean by that, Matt? You better not be about to imply what I think you are going to imply, because goddamn that is some bullshit. And I would like to think that even you, Matt Powell, the world's most honest creationist PM, PS artists, but even you wouldn't do that.
The reason that they create cartoons and try to tell you why the Bible's wrong is because they want to infiltrate the minds of the youth.
Okay, it's not quite the slimy reason I thought you were going for, although it's pretty close and really goddamn ironic coming from a group whose only way to survive is to get them while they're young. And while I have no statistics to back this up, I am pretty sure that most atheists who converted away from religion, well, that tends to happen in the young adult stage of life. Because that's the time where you actually start to question things that you have taken for granted up until that point. It certainly was for me, and I don't know about anyone else who uses cartoons as an avatar, but I have multiple reasons. For starters, I don't want crazy dipshits from the internet to know what I look like. They'll die of jealousy. But you want to know the main reason? Pure, unadulterated idleness. I can't be bothered to properly set up cameras and shots and maintain a decent quality. A cartoon makes that infinitely easier while still presenting as quote-unquote a person. Also, not specifically at Matt, but anyone who thinks that someone hiding behind a picture means anything for their arguments maybe shouldn't make that one on camera, because clearly seeing their face doesn't make that idea any less f***ing stupid.
They want to change their mind. They want to get them thinking that there is no God. Misery loves company.
Get them thinking, eh? Oh, God, unironically forbid that children have some critical thinking skills, yeah? And who says that atheists are any more miserable than any other group? My betting is it makes little to no difference. But no, the idea that God doesn't real has no impact on my mental health. It's all the who-mans allowed to just exist on my planet. That shit really gets to me sometimes. If God was real, he would have deaded them all just for me. Hashtag checkmate theists.
They're making it their purpose to tell everybody that there is no purpose.
Atheism makes zero claims on there being a meaning to life, right? There are plenty of us who think that there is meaning to life, and they just don't know what it is. There are others who think they do know what it is. Personally, I think it's all about making your own. My purpose in life is to just ruin things for everyone by pointing out all the silly things they say all the time. It's just the right thing to do.
And if you have children that have been influenced by these guys, just point out to your kids that these are a bunch of adults that have never grown out of childhood.
Sigh. You know there's always a point in making these videos where I say out loud, "In hell, Matt, you are such a dipshit." It's a point in your diatribe where you say something so ridiculous I can't just type out a response, but need to actually have a moment. And congratulations, because in hell, Matt, you are such a dipshit. If dipshittery were an Olympic sport, you would be an eternal winner forever for saying some truly stupid shit. Well done.
Why else would they have Dragon Ball Z in the background?
Because they like it. Like seriously, this whole idea that they are deliberately and successfully appealing to children is not only kind of insulting, mostly in its stupidity, but objectively wrong. I mean, I've been accused of it many times, and I'm like, what? Do you know how f***ing boring kids find my content? Me neither, because they don't watch it, you dense plonk.
Or Star Fox. I mean, it just, to me, it's a dead giveaway. We're dealing with a crowd of people that are literally stuck in their childhood and they've never grown out of it.
These creationists, you know, believing that the world is a few thousand years old and that God of the Bible is real. It's a dead giveaway to me that they are literally stuck in their childhoods. See how worthless that argument is? It's almost as worthless as you are, man, and that's saying something.
But of course, this is the first crowd to tell us that the Bible's wrong. This is the first crowd to come and tell us that dinosaurs farted themselves to death.
Okay, let's just ignore your attempt to poison the well with the dinosaurs farting themselves to death thing. That's just you taking a scientific idea and misrepresenting it. Shocking behaviour that I totally expected from you. Did I say totally? I mean never, obviously. But first crowd to say that the Bible is wrong? Are you actually fucking stupid, man? No, seriously. How the did you say that with a straight face? Not even to bring up various groups who didn't have deistic ideologies throughout the centuries. Literally, every religion that isn't based in the Judeo-Christian mythos would likely have said that the Bible is wrong. How do you fuck that up so hard, Matt? Jesus.
Or that squids and octopi rode on a comet from outer space into our Earth and crash landed.
Oh look, he's doing it again. Which atheists say that, Matt? I'm pretty sure a lot of them never said it. What you are doing is taking a scientific hypothesis and presenting them as things that the atheists believe. That's not how this shit works, man. Not just because some of those things you present are not established science, but because even if it were, there are atheists who do not accept established science. And acting like we all do demonstrates how you have absolutely no fecking idea what you are talking about. And yet, day in, day out, you continue to speak on the subject with such perceived authority and then act like you am the big smart when people point out how dumb you really are being.
To evolve and to continue their evolution on Earth. Of course, the crowd that tells us that the Bible is incorrect and that Jesus was just a man, not God.
I don't think Jesus was a man. Oh, no. In fact, I will totally say that he is someone who shared that trait, so associated with God by many. I don't think he was real at all. And if you want to get mad at me in the comments, you just go ahead and prove that he existed while I drink a barrel of whiskey. If you can't do it before I finish, you owe me another one. Go! Right, what was I saying? Oh yeah, get out of my house!
Is the very crowd that believes that monkeys made a sea voyage from Africa to South America on rafts.
We have covered this, but yeah, they did. So f***ing what? I mean, they weren't rafts, they would have been debris. But what's so f***ing hard to believe about that? I mean, it's unlikely that you believe a magic man magicked everything into being in a short amount of time, a not very long amount of time ago. And that, by all metrics, couldn't possibly have happened. And you want to argue something that's simply unlikely and not completely impossible and frankly objectively stupid? Yeah, no mate, I'm good.
That they literally surfed from Africa to South America. One guy responded to me recently. He goes, well, that sounds crazy. Let's clarify. It wasn't a surfboard. It was a log or some seaweed.
Oh, look at you being dishonest again. Seaweed. What, like this tiny pile on a plate? No, f***o. Like a giant clump of seaweed. Probably both that and logs and other shit. Again, it is an unlikely happenstance. But going from your deliberate attempt to deceive to these fucking great big mounds, it just shows that you are not arguing in good faith, which is ironic, really. Because if you were, you wouldn't feel the need to be such a duplicitous little bitch. No, I'm just done with you. You want to call atheists childish? Whatever. At least we aren't fucking liars, Matt. Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. Nope, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Six's channel Spoonstar Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos, and she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the media